So at the beginning of this calendar year, 2019, I gave myself 3 athletic goals. The first one was to complete a full road marathon. I did that in February with the Cowtown Marathon in Fort Worth, Texas. The second was to run 1,000 miles in the calendar year. I'm about 800 miles in the middle of September, so I should be able to achieve that pretty easy. And the third and final goal is to run an ultra marathon trail race, which I'm going to do that 9 days from now, September 28th in Rocksprings, Texas. My name is James. I live in Lubbock, Texas, and I'm 41 years old. The J&J 50K is sponsored by Tejas Trails. It's going to be in Rocksprings, Texas, which is about an hour outside of Kerrville. It is 31 miles long, a little over 31 miles long, and there's about 4,300 feet of elevation gain. So I'll be going about 31 miles out and about 4,300 feet up. Apparently, from what I see on YouTube and what I read on the internet, this course is pretty brutal. It's a lot of up and down, not much flat. I've never done one of these before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I've had a lot of friends and people in my life ask me about it and I'm very curious, so I thought I'd go ahead and document, make it easier than explaining it to everybody. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm not going to bore you with my nutrition plan and my training program and my packing list and all that like some runners do. But if you're interested, I'll let you know. I've been on about a 2.5 month training plan, I will tell you that. And it's been interesting. It's a lot of time and energy invested into this. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I just finished my last training run, training for the J&J 50K. Today is September 25th. It's Wednesday, September 25th, and the race is Saturday, September 28th at 6:30 a.m. So I have roughly about 63 hours until we toe the line and take off on our little 50K, 31.06 miles. This is race week. A lot of people have been asking me about my training program, so I thought I'd just add this real quick, just a real brief summary. So here it is. I did a 10-week training program. So this program ran from July 21st through September 27th, which is 2 days from now. In that 9.5 weeks, I ran a total of 292 miles with about 9,000 feet of elevation gain. It's Lubbock, Texas. 9,000 feet of elevation gain is hard to come by in flat Lubbock, Texas, but I was able to do it. I would have liked to run more, but it is what it is. That breaks down to about 29 miles per week with about 1,000 miles of elevation gain per week. 292 miles is more than 11 marathons worth of miles in about 9.5 weeks. I don't know if I did enough, but I guess we'll find out on Saturday. In addition to running, I've also done a lot of yoga, a lot of stretching, massages, did some chiropractic care, did ice baths to constrict my muscles, Epsom salt baths to expand my muscles. I had a huge adjustment in my nutrition program. Cutting out sodas was probably the biggest challenge of the whole thing. Did a lot of core workouts to work on balance. With me being on one leg going up and down hills, I need a lot of good balance. Big adjustment to my sleep schedule. I've gone to bed before 8 p.m. Gone to bed before 9 p.m. every night for the last 2 weeks. I can't get enough sleep. When I'm not running or working out or recovering, I've been doing a lot of research on the internet regarding the course and the sport of ultramarathon running altogether. All I have left now to do in the next 63 hours is rest as much as I can. Of course, I've got to pack. We've got to travel to Rocksprings, Texas, which is about a 5-hour drive. We're going to drive down there on Friday, which is not ideal, but that's what we're going to do. I'm going to eat as clean as I can, sleep and rest as much as I can, and then race. So we'll see you on the road. There's our prairie dog. Warning everybody, we're close. Dun dun dun! There's my little cheerleaders. Okay, we have arrived at Camp Eagle. And we have got our tent set up with our chairs and our ice chest. And we're getting ready for a good relaxing night. And we're getting ready to go up and have dinner and play some games. Kill it!
done.
50K, get out of here.
Yes, good job.
Okay, so the J&J race, the J&J 50K is over. I'm back here in Lubbock, Texas, and people have been asking, so I thought I'd just give a real brief race summary. So the course is a 2-loop course, 15.5 miles each loop for a total of 31 miles. My strategy was just to run the first loop and just kind of learn the route and then race the second loop. We ran the first loop. There was only about 3 of us that were actually running, kind of at the pace I wanted to run. By about mile 8, the guy I was running with, the runner, he pretty much stopped and wanted to take a break, so I thought I'd just take off on my own. I didn't want to do that, but that's kind of the way it ended up. I ended up taking one wrong turn. It cost me about 3/4 of a mile, so I ran about 3/4 of a mile I didn't need to until I found my way back to the trail. And finished the first loop. I felt good. I was about 15 minutes behind pace of where I wanted to be, but I felt really, really good. Rested for a little bit at the halfway mark, and then I went back out for my second loop, and about 2 or 3 miles into the second loop I realized that I was going to be a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it would be, but I was able to stop at the aid stations and kind of do a walk-run combo. About mile 23 I ran into another runner, Cassie, who ended up being a blessing, and she and I ran together for about the next 5 or 6 miles, had a good conversation, kind of took my mind off the race and just talked about other things, which is a lot better than being out there all by myself, which is the way it was from mile 15 to I guess about 23. I was out there by myself. I only took a little water bottle with me. I ran out of water about mile 27, and I ran without any kind of water from about mile 27 to about mile 29 and a half, so about 2.5 miles. And that was probably the worst part of the race for me, 27 to 29 and a half. But 29 and a half, I got some more water. I only had another 1.5 miles to go to come in, and I came in and finished. My time was 7:18:21. Which is a lot slower than I wanted to run, but I was able to finish as the second overall male and first in my age group out of 4. So I was pleased with the result. The race only had 24 runners start and only had 20 runners finish. So there was 4 that decided not to finish, that dropped out, so 17% DNF rate. So yeah, I don't know when my next race will be, but I'll do a video of that one as well. Thanks for watching. Here's my awards I won. My medal, I got this windmill for second place overall male, and then my bid number. We'll see you on the course.